So today's contract signing is yet another milestone under the CDB Rehabilitation and Reconstruction Loan, also known as the $65 million loan. The campus of Bregado Flax Educational Center suffered a major blow and damages during the passage of Hurricane Irma. Recognizing the need to have full restoration of the school, government partnered with a private donor to construct the works necessary to restore the buildings on the campus. This consultancy concerns government's component of the project. In particular, CDB allow funding for a firm to perform construction supervision and construction management of the intended works. We expect to tender the works for this project in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And it should be known the selection of this particular firm was as a result of a tender process in accordance with CDB's procurement guidelines, which is a requirement of the loan. The tender process commenced in September of 2018 with a shortlisting exercise followed by a formal invitation in October. The successful firm is BCQS, and the value of the contract is $105,400. The duration of the contract is 365 days, which is exclusive of an additional 12 months for defects liability once the construction has been completed. So welcome to today's contract signing. We will proceed. We'll have just brief comments by the Honorable Premier, and also comments from the Minister for the subject, Dr. Whitley. And then we will go ahead and sign the contract.
All right, thank you, Dr. Glasgow, and I recognize the protocol already established. And I welcome everyone today to the signing of this contract with BCQS, who won the tender. And as Dr. Glasgow rightfully stated that there was a tender process, is one of the areas that the CDB loan covers. Of course, we want to thank the work done before time to get to this point. Since we've taken office, one of the things that we stress is to let us speed up most of these recovery projects, all of the recovery projects, so that we can get the BVI back to what we would call the new normal. I also want to thank the whole Ministry of Finance staff who also work hard on this. I also want to thank at this time the RDA, as they are here present for the work that they have done and will be doing on this project to deliver it, so that our students in Virgin Gorda at the Bregado Flax Educational Complex can start to return to a better learning environment. We know that what has happened with Irma many months ago, but still it is fresh in our minds. So today is a step in that direction. Very soon, with the help of BCQS, the RDA, and the Ministry of Finance, we will be moving towards the tendering and selection of contractors, and then moving to get the project itself started. So I want to thank God where we have reached thus far. I want to also thank the Ministry of Education for the work they have put in to help us to get to this point. As your new government, one of our aims is to speed up all these projects, and also to make sure that we develop them and build them better than how they were pre-Irma. So we're glad and excited that we reached this point. We want to also speed up a few other projects that will be coming on stream very soon. One of them being the L-shaped building at Mostout High School, because we also want to get that project completed before September, so that the students at the Mostout High School can have either the senior or the junior attending there, and either the senior or junior also attending the site where they are now, so that they can do a full day of school and start to get back to some sense of normalcy, or a new sense of normalcy at the Mostout High School. But right now, this is a step in the right direction, the Bregado Flax Educational Complex. So I will now ask the Minister of Education and Culture, Agriculture and Fisheries, to say a few words with this contract signing that we're doing today.
I recognize the protocol established. I want to recognize, however, the representative for the 9th District, Honorable Vincent Wheatley. 2 days ago, Honorable Wheatley, along with Honorable Flax Charles, Territorial Representative, Junior Minister for Tourism, we did a site visit at Bregado Flax Educational Center. And when you speak about recovery, we have to understand that recovery involves people. And people are really at the center of what it is we do. So the Honorable Premier has mandated that the recovery in the education sector be of the highest priority. As a result of that, we are mobilizing all resources available to ensure that the young persons get back into the classrooms and learn in an environment that's conducive for the type of students we want to produce. And I bring up Honorable Wheatley because, of course, he wants to see the situation in Bregado Flax Educational Center expedited, and as do all other individuals concerned. And we had the opportunity to speak to the principal. And I want to use this opportunity to recognize the principal of Bregado Flax Educational Center, the teachers, the parents, you know, all the staff, all of those persons who've had such a difficult time making really miracles happen in our education system, considering the dire situation that we face. Young persons in tents and staff squeezed into spaces which, are problematic on many different levels. So we've been making miracles happen. I want to recognize BCQS because and I also must mention as well Unite BVI. One wing of the Bregado Flax Educational Center has been done through the kind patronage of and the kind donation of Unite BVI. And they've pledged to fix that wing, and BCQS was a project manager for that project, and the contractor was Rufred Forbes and Associates. And based on our site visit and conversations we've had, that project has been going very well. And I'm pleased that BCQS has been awarded the tender, and they can continue to do a good job on the other wing that government is responsible for. I'm looking forward to working with the RDA on the project. And, thus far, they've been very efficient. And I'm sure that the project will be in good hands. But just to say, I recognize, echo what the Premier said, and recognize all the persons who have been doing such a good job. The Permanent Secretary in my ministry, the project manager, Ms. Stevens, Lorna Stevens, and all of our partners. So we are looking forward to a much faster pace, as the Premier has underscored, in terms of recovery. But thank you for everyone who's involved.
We will move ahead to sign the contract. The Premier will sign the contract first, followed by witness of his signature by the Deputy Premier, and then the consultant will sign, Mr. Butler, followed by witnessing of his signature by Mr. Potter.
maintaining protocol already established. I'd like to thank on behalf of BCQS the opportunity to obviously perform this role. It's something that we've obviously already been involved with in terms of the initial part of the rebuild, and I'd hand over to Kevin in a minute just to kind of give an overview. It's been his project in terms of BCQS, but obviously me, Ben, as the director, we're here to give him all of the support and the resource to make sure that we finish this project on time and on budget, and to really reiterate your remarks with regards to speeding up the process. I think we've performed a good role thus far. It's an honour to obviously be given the opportunity to complete that role. And Kevin, if I can just hand over to you to give a few remarks as well.
Again, maintaining the protocol already established for just about a year now. We've been involved with Unite BVI on the Bregado Flax Educational Center, and it's been quite an honor, a challenge at times, but an exciting one to be a part of a project such as this to assist in the rebuilding of the territory. And it's exciting once again to now be involved in the other buildings at that school. We at BCQS are committed to the recovery of the BVI and look forward to doing a good job.
Premier, members of cabinet, I just want to say I'm very excited today to see this contract signing. I think it's our first contract signing since we've been sworn in as a new government. And I'm particularly happy to see that's been actually happening on Virgin Order, my district. Bregado Flax, the kids have been attentive ever since the hurricane, and it's good to see we are making progress towards remedying that situation. It's been very stressful on parents and teachers and students. I really want to thank the Ministry of Education for advancing this project. You know how I feel about that school over there in terms of students not being comfortable. I want to thank the RDA for this project and for the project that they're going to be undertaking in a very near future in Virgin Order, starting just this weekend coming up. You're going to start moving derelict cars from Virgin Order. And for the first time in 2 years, Summer Jam is coming back this summer, again, thanks to the RDA's leadership. And they're doing several other projects in the community that I will talk about a little later on. But I was really, really happy today to see this contract being signed and looking forward to having those kids out of that tent. So, and it won't happen immediately, but hopefully by January, the latest, there should be no kids in the tent. I've said September, but I'll give you a little bit of leeway with that. But it's very important to the community that the kids not be in that tent much longer than now. So, Mr. Premier, thank you all, and BCQS for managing the project thus far, and to BVI Unite for their kind donation to take us to where we are right now. Thank you all very kindly.
Welcome. Questions from the media?
I'd just like to know, what's the scope of this contract? What exactly are they going to be doing?
As I would have mentioned, the project is really a project management, construction management, and contract management. What that means, once the project has been tendered and the construction begins, they will be responsible for the day-to-day supervision of the works.
Which company would have done the designs for the...
I believe the name of the company is 3DE?
3DE Limited.
3DE Limited. They did the designs, but that was under the scope of Unite BVI. 3DE, I think.
3D.
3D?
Yeah.
3D. No, basically we're restoring the building from where it was. I don't think there's any addition to any floors, no. So if you would recall, on the side that suffered the most damage, I think the roof went, so the total roof is gone. The work that has happened already, it's works to the roof and making sure the classrooms are usable. So no, there won't be any addition. It's not new construction.
I would have noted in your budget speech yesterday, you said within the next 3 years, you're hoping that all of the schools would be up and running. Would you be able to say how many schools there are that need works at this point in time?
Well, since we came in, the minister would be better be able to give the full assessment of how much need walks. If you're talking about walks after the hurricane, then he would be able to say, well, if you're asking how many of them need walks, I believe that'll be all.
Thank you, sir.
So all of them in dire need of some major attention. So I think that would be the way to look at it. Just mean the hurricane would have damaged some more than others, but our aim is to look at all of them. This is one of the first steps to speed the projects along. And to be fair, this projects just didn't land since we came, and neither did some of the funding. Some of it we had to do locally in this upcoming budget. But what we're going to do with these projects is make decisions to get them done and get them done. We're now in 18 or 19 months after Irma, and you have a lot of projects where funding is either made available or the funding is available, but no decisions have been made. So in terms of moving forward, the behind the ground scenes, a lot of the work has been done. So we just have to make decisions. That's what leadership is about, making the most calculated decision forward and see if we fulfill the goals that we set out to fulfill. And if not, you make adjustments, but you have to make decisions because people's lives are being negatively affected by the lack of decisions being made.
Would you be able to provide a number of schools that were damaged by the hurricanes and that are not being occupied?
I don't want to give you any quotation. The permanent secretary, the minister is here who deal with them day by day. So I think that there'll be a better question for them to answer, the minister and the PS. So if you don't mind, I'll pass the mic over to them.
The Innis Adams Primary School is still under construction right now, and we hope that that will be completed by July of this year. The Isabella Morris Primary School has not been touched. The Eslin Henley Richer Learning Center is also still to be rebuilt. Those are the three main schools in thing, and Just Van Dyke as well, Just Van Dyke Primary.
So the students in Just, is that the only school? Primary school in Just Van Dyke?
Yes.
So what building are the students being housed in?
The main building on Just Van Dyke was destroyed. There was a smaller building to the side that was refurbished in some way for the students to occupy in the meantime while we work out to the rebuilding of this school.
And can I just say, we have good news on Just Van Dyke because we have some donors who have agreed to give some money, and we'll be making an announcement about Just Van Dyke Primary School soon. Soon as we're getting that formulated now. But just to say that the Premier has highlighted our priorities, especially for this year, has to do really with Elmo Stout situation there, trying to get the students out of the Clarence Thomas Limited building there. That's presented a number of problems, so we're getting the L-shaped building prepared for the students as quickly as possible. And we are dealing right now with the concepts for the main campus as well. And in terms of September, how we're going to get as many students out of that building as possible. Along with Bregado Flax, of course, being main priorities right now. But you'll have announcements going forward about other works going on to rehabilitate schools.
Thank you, Arifa. And thanks to all for being here at the contract signing. This concludes the actual signing ceremony.